Good evening, Squad Famz. It's the midnight hour, and I have another spooky story to tell you. This story is featuring HSFL Paranormal, Irish Whiskey Paranormal, and Ray the Fang. Please check out their channel links in the description below. Grab on to your partner, your popcorn, and your blanket, because this is going to be another spooky one. And as always, Squad Famz, if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe, hit the notifications all the way up, and drop a like and a comment on this video so I know you're enjoying the content. Now let's get started. YouTube, Collab Gone Wrong. Original story by Christina and Son Ghost Squad. I got up so excited. Christina and Son Ghost Squad is going on a collaboration for the first time. What should I wear? At the last minute, my son got sick, so it looks like only Christina's going on this collab. Going to meet up with Ray the Fan, Irish Whiskey Greg, and John from HSFL Paranormal. They were coming to New York all the way from California. Can't wait to bring them to the Edgewood Preserve, one of the creepiest and haunted places I've ever explored. I met them at the railroad station, and then in a cab we go to our destination. When we arrived, everyone got their cameras out, set up, and we started on our adventure. At the end of the first road we took, we decided to split up so we could have different video footage. Greg and Ray took one route and John and I the other. I sighed to John. We picked the bumpiest road, and we were already hearing footsteps behind us. John kept spinning around. "You hear that?" he asked me. "Yep." "Is anybody there?" I heard a few disembodied voices, too. Greg and Ray decided to do EVPs and an investigation at a grave site there. And Jen and I decided to go to the site where I believe the old insane asylum once stood before they tore it down. I've been dying to go back to do spirit box there. I didn't the first time because there was enough growls and disembodied voices, so it almost wasn't really necessary to do spirit box. They let us know we were there. This time I wanted to be sure, so we got ourselves all set up with our SB7 and EMF meters. As we sat down to do spirit box, John and I heard the most blood-curdling scream. I never heard a scream like that before in my life. John must have jumped 5 feet in the air at least. Where did that scream come from? Maybe someone needs our help. We grabbed everything, scooped it up into the bags, and went towards the screen. We couldn't find anything or anyone that would have made that noise. John said, "Let's go find Ray and Greg to make sure they're okay." I got the feeling he just didn't want to be stuck alone on the trails with only a woman if something bad was coming. I turned around quickly and peered into the bushes behind me, where there was rustling noises. John was still walking. "John, wait a minute," I said, but he was too far ahead. I went a little closer to the bush. I swore something was staring at me, and then I heard a loud growl. Almost shrieking growl came out of that bush. "Okay then, I'm out." I caught up with John. Then we saw Ray and Greg heading towards us. They were finished with their investigation at the gravesite. We were out of breath when we got to them. "What's wrong with you two?" Ray asked. John explained about the scream, and I told them about the growl and the eyes in the bushes. Greg was intrigued. "Oh, bring us there. I would like to see," said Greg. John and I glanced over at each other. "Well, okay then. Now at least there'll be 4 of us." We get back to the hole in the fence, the would-be site of the insane asylum, where the old exit sign was still embedded in the dirt. Behind me I hear a whisper. "What are you doing?" Ray and I spin around. "You heard that too?" he asked me. I did. I said, "Hello? Do you need some help?" A disembodied voice answered back. "You do." Another disembodied voice coming from the opposite side said, "Jimmy." Greg asked, "Jimmy, is that your name?" The voices went quiet. I took out the spirit box and turned it on. "Is anyone here?" I asked. Tons of replies started coming through. I felt they were warning us. "Get out. Run. Hurry. Quickly," were just some of the EVPs we were getting. I said to the boys, "Maybe it's time to go. There's plenty of other places to explore," I said to the boys. Greg and John said this place is so interesting. "Let's just go to another part of the preserve." Okay, that might be good, I thought. I mean, my son and I were here before, and a lot of people go here. It's public. What's the worst that could happen? So we headed back towards the gravesite. I didn't go down this path when I was here the last time, and I pointed to the road opposite the gravesite. "Okay, let's go," Greg said enthusiastically. Everyone else agreed, but also we agreed to stick together this time. This road was very open and wide. It was also much quieter than where we were before. The sun started to set. We grabbed our lights and continued down the road. Then at the clearing, it looked like a crossroads, we came to some old railroad tracks, all wood, and practically all disintegrated. "Let's do EVPs here," Ray said. Greg got out his spirit box. As he turned it on, he heard a train in the background. That's all. As Greg went to turn on the spirit box, it went flying out of his hands. John said, "Greg, did you throw that?" "No, it was hit out of my hand." Oh, that's not good, I thought to myself. I looked at the camera screen intensely to see if I could see anything, panning slowly. I couldn't see anything at the moment. Then that horrific, blood-curdling shriek could be heard once more. John yelled, "That's what we heard before." Greg and Ray both agreed. It had to be a person. Maybe they need help. But at this point I was figuring it wasn't a person. It was too far, and in between the screams. But Ray seemed to think that someone was messing with us. Why though? I haven't heard any people complaining about the trails being haunted, or hearing screams, or even people being nuisances. Why all of a sudden does somebody want to mess with us? Greg and Ray wanted to walk towards the screams. John and I reluctantly followed them. The sun was completely down now. I started hearing what sounded like chanting and a light pounding of a drum. "John, do you hear that?" I asked him. But he said he didn't. I kept turning around to see if we were being followed. Then I wondered how long it would take us to get back. We walked a long time on this path. "Do you think there's a way out on this side?" Ray said he was going to Google it. He thought we were coming to the end of the trail, but then it started turning back towards the way we came, but parallel to the road we were just on. "Maybe this will lead back near the grave site." We walked a little further, and what we stumbled across was so disturbing. We were all confused on what the heck was going on. There, in front of us, stood the insane asylum, fully restored. How could this be? It was torn down years ago. Greg was so excited. "Let's go in." John and I, at the same time, both said, "Are you nuts?" And very sternly, we both said, "No way." Greg and Ray decided to go in, while John and I waited outside. I actually don't know what was worse, to go inside or to wait outside. As Greg got to the door and went to reach for the handle, the door flung open. Standing there was a woman in a white dress. Behind her, a man who looked to be an orderly in blue scrubs. Greg said, "Hello." I apologized. We didn't know this place was still in use. "Yeah, we were just walking through the preserve," Ray said. The orderly stared and said, "The preserve is closed. It's after dusk, you know." Greg replied, "Yes, I'm sorry. We walked too far from the front of the preserve and we're not sure how to get back." Ray asked the orderly, "Do you know the quickest way back to the front?" The woman said, "If you would excuse me, I'm going for a walk." Greg moved aside as the woman and the orderly came out into the moon. It almost looked like you could see through them. I don't think they were people. I think they were spirits. Greg and Ray didn't notice the almost transparent two figures that walked by them. They were too curious about the hospital. They both peeked in the door. It looked like a regular working hospital that was still in use. Ray closed the door, and Greg and him started walking towards us. Meanwhile, the woman in white and the orderly were almost standing in front of us. John and I were curious, and at the same time a bit terrified. "Do you think this is showing up on camera?" I said to him. He shook his head unknowingly at me. Greg and Ray were following behind, far behind the woman and the man in white. As they came face to face with us, I thought maybe they wanted to talk to us, but they kept walking right into us and disappeared. Greg and Ray couldn't believe what they saw and ran to us. "Where did the spirits go?" That's crazy. They really weren't people. Are you guys okay? They asked us. We both nodded. And Ray said, let's get the heck out of here. Greg and Ray started walking. Ray turned around to see John and I trailing pretty far behind. Pick up the pace, he said loudly. Greg started Googling how to get out of there, and Ray had an uneasy feeling. Yo, John, you okay, buddy? John nodded. And then he looked over at me. You okay? I nodded back at him. John and I just nodded at their questions. We didn't speak a word. Ray whispered to Greg. I think they're in some kind of shock. As the group got to the front gate, he asked Christina for a cab. Phone number. Greg and Ray both turned around and Christina didn't answer them about a cab number. There was a big street light over us. Greg and Ray could see John and Christina much more closely now. John had the face of the orderly, and Christina had the face of the woman in the white dress. Ray leaned over to touch Christina. He pinched her. With blank stares on their faces, Christina and John said to Ray and Greg, the rest will be coming to claim your bodies. We will get out of this hospital. We will get out of this place. Greg and Ray started running down the side of the highway, screaming and trying to flag down a passing car. Out of the bushes came two more patients and bumped right into Ray and Greg. The next day, when people noticed we were missing, fellow YouTubers got together to go to the site where we last were. More and more people started going missing. The last set of YouTubers that went to the site found the hospital as well, and all its occupants just roaming around the grounds. When they asked the orderlies or the patients, have you seen any of our friends around? They've gone missing. One of the orderlies turned around and just said, no one ever comes to visit. They just come to stay. I hope you enjoyed that video, Squad Famz. Till the next one. Stay spooky. And we'll see you on the next adventure.